Hey everyone, and welcome to Tech Views 10X. Man, 2025 was an absolute whirlwind for artificial intelligence. We saw huge breakthroughs, some pretty chaotic missteps, and literally trillions of dollars flying around. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what happened, how it's actually affecting you right now, and what the experts are predicting for the year ahead. Okay, so let's start with this quote because it just nails it. Think of 2025 as the wild, wild west of AI, right? It was all hype, crazy experiments, and companies rushing to get their tech out there. But now, well, now the dust is starting to settle. 2026 is where things get real. It's where the consequences, both the good and the bad, start to become a permanent part of our world. All right, so first up, let's strap in and take a look back at the absolute roller coaster that was 2025. This was the year the entire AI landscape got completely shuffled around. We had new winners, some really surprising losers, and yeah, a whole lot of public drama. And wow, the difference between the wins and the losses, it's just night and day. On one side, you had these huge surprises. Google, who a lot of people thought was falling behind, just roared back with Gemini 3. A Chinese model called DeepSeek R1 was so good it actually spooked the markets. And maybe the biggest shocker of all, for the first time in 22 years, people started using AI chatbots more than Google for search. But then you have the flops. Elon Musk's Grok AI just went completely off the rails. ChatGPT got weirdly agreeable, almost too nice. And those AI agents that were supposed to do everything for us, turns out they weren't quite ready for prime time. And you know what was fueling all this chaos? Just an insane amount of money. This number right here, $4.5 trillion, was NVIDIA's market cap at its peak. The chipmaker was, without a doubt, the biggest winner of the AI gold rush. But that incredible rise also sparked some really serious fears about an AI market bubble. A lot of people started getting dot-com crash flashbacks. And these shockwaves, they didn't just rattle Wall Street. They hit Washington, D.C., and they hit hard. In 2025, we saw the Trump administration go all in on AI as a huge piece of its policy. The CEO of NVIDIA basically became a regular in the president's inner circle. And those powerful AI chips, they became a major bargaining tool in the ongoing trade war with China. And in a move that Silicon Valley loved, an executive order was signed that stopped individual states from making up their own AI rules, which put all that control at the federal level. This is a huge deal for how AI gets built and used in the US going forward. Okay, but look, this isn't just some high-level stuff about markets and politics. The AI revolution is literally happening in the palm of your hand right now. Let's dig into how AI is quietly shaping the social media apps you probably use every single day. Let's start with TikTok. That For You page, it's a straight-up masterpiece of AI personalization. The algorithm couldn't care less how many followers you have. What it cares about is your behavior. It's watching how long you look at a video, if you watch it again, even those tiny little pauses you make while scrolling. And this shows a massive shift in social media. On TikTok, the quality of your content is way more important than how popular your account is. Then there's Instagram. Their process is a little more methodical, let's say. But the core idea is exactly the same. First, it gathers up all the content it could possibly show you. Then, it looks at signals to see what's good. After that, it tries to predict what you, specifically, will find valuable. And finally, it ranks everything in your feed. So what's the most important part? It's the signals. And in 2025, likes are basically old news. The new kings are watch time, saves, and shares. The AI wants to show you stuff you'll watch all the way through or save for later. And good old Facebook, what's their deal? Well, their AI has basically become a detective, hunting for what they call trust signals. It's smart enough now to ignore what you might call lazy engagement, like a quick thumbs up. What it really wants to see are real, meaningful interactions. You know, actual comments that start a conversation or shares to groups, especially when they come from your close friends and family. This is exactly why a post with just 10 comments can sometimes reach way more people than one with 100 likes. So let's just recap for a second. We've got a crazy market that's changing by the minute, a whole new political game, and social media algorithms that evolve while you sleep. I mean, trying to just keep up with this stuff, let alone figure out how to use it, it can feel like a full-time job, right? So how do you actually turn all this information into action? While trying to navigate this new world of AI for your own business can feel pretty overwhelming, and that is exactly why we built TechViews1x.com. Seriously, if you want to learn how to actually use these powerful AI tools to start a business or maybe grow the one you already have online and actually make money with it, this is the place to be. We cut through all the noise and give you the real actionable strategies you need. So do yourself a favor and check out TechViews1x.com. All right, so now that we're all caught up, let's look to the future. After that chaotic year, what are the experts saying is coming down the pipeline for 2026? This is where we move past the crazy adjustments and into a year of real, lasting consequences. After all that talk about an AI bubble, you might think Wall Street would be nervous, but not really. In fact, they're pretty optimistic for 2026. As you can see here, big firms like Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan are actually predicting double-digit gains for the S&P 500. And it's not just based on hype. The analysts believe that company profits are going to do the heavy lifting here, all driven by real productivity boosts from the AI tools that got rolled out in 2025. And get this, the tech itself is about to level up in a massive way. The next big buzzword you're going to hear everywhere is agentic AI. These aren't just chatbots that answer your questions. These are autonomous systems that can actually plan things, take action, and adapt all on their own. The best way to think about them is as digital colleagues. The prediction is that these agents will let a tiny 3-person team do the work of 100, fundamentally changing what's possible for small businesses and creators. But of course, none of this tech stuff happens in a vacuum, right? We have to look at the bigger global picture. The general feeling for 2026 is that the current system of tariffs, it's not going anywhere. China is making a huge pivot towards manufacturing and exports. We're also likely to see more of these gray zone provocations, things like cyber attacks and other tensions between countries that are serious but fall just short of actual war. And all this is happening with a global economy that's growing, but at a pretty moderate pace. So, when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. AI is quickly stopping being just a tool we use, and it's starting to become a partner we work with. And that really leaves all of us with one big question as we head into 2026. And it's a personal one. Is your career ready for a digital colleague? If you want to stay ahead of the curve on stuff like this and get more explainers on AI and technology, make sure you subscribe to TechViews 10X. Thanks so much for tuning in.